Hello everyone. In today's video, we're going to dive into a now cool feature of QuickApp called related calculation. And we'll create a related calculation based on a real-life example. First, to understand our example, let's open our previously created sales budget application and load our data. Well, we have previously made a sales plan in the textile category. In our current application, we entered data for values like sales unit, average unit initial price, average unit cost, and markdown percentage for planning. Accordingly, our sales revenue is automatically calculated. Now, let's imagine a situation like this. As a planner, I might want to change the sales revenue. And according to the changed value, I might want the sales unit to be calculated automatically. Or instead of sales unit, I might want the markdown percentage to be calculated automatically. Or a third option, I might want the average unit initial price to change. Notice that sales revenue is a formula-based value. And we want this value to be editable, and for the sales unit or markdown percentage to change automatically based on the entered value. In this kind of situation, the structure we call related calculation comes into play. Now, let's open our Edit application app, make the sales revenue value editable, and write the relevant related calculations. I'm closing our sales budget application. From the QuickApp tab, I open Edit Applications app. I'm coming to the Values tab. I load the values of our sales budget application. The value we are interested in is this year planned sales revenue. Well, we said this value is formula-based. Now, we want this value to be editable. But to be able to enter data into a value that is both formula-based and editable, we need to write a related calculation for this value. To write a related calculation, double-click in the Related Calculation cell to open the Related Calculation editor. We can add as many related calculations as we want. I'm starting to add by clicking Add. Yes, we have now added the first related calculation item that we can enter. In the first section, we give a name to the related calculation. This name can be anything we want. Since I want it to calculate the sales unit, I will call it sales unit. In the second part, I write which value I want to be calculated through this related calculation when data is entered in the this year planned sales revenue value. In our example, this will be this year planned sales unit. And in the last part, we will write how the this year planned sales unit value will be calculated. Here, the important point is to write a formula that uses the entered sales revenue and values unaffected by the this year planned sales revenue. In our example, we first need to find the sales initial revenue value using sales revenue and markdown percentage. Then, by dividing it by this year plan average unit initial price, we will calculate the sales unit value. Let's start to write the formula. Again, if error, in parentheses, this year planned sales revenue divided by, in parentheses, 1 minus this year plan markdown percentage. Opening the window a bit so it can be seen. Yes, this part of the formula will calculate the sales initial revenue value. Putting it in parentheses again. Dividing by this year plan average unit initial price to complete the formula. Well, this formula will calculate the sales unit using the entered sales revenue and values unaffected by sales revenue like markdown percentage and average unit initial price. For formula-based values, we must write at least one related calculation. I will add one more. Maybe the user might want the markdown percentage to change instead of the sales unit based on the entered sales revenue. In that case, I will name the second one markdown. The value to be calculated will be this year plan markdown percentage. And we will write how to calculate the markdown percentage. If error, in parentheses 1, this year plan sales revenue divided by this year plan sales initial revenue. Okay, we wrote the second related calculation too. Here, the first related calculation is the default one. So, when the user doesn't specify anything, QuickApp will use the value entered in the this year plan sales revenue value to calculate the sales unit value. However, the users can also use the second one if they want. We can change the order of related calculations using the arrow buttons here. Yes, we said, okay. Our related calculation was created for this year plan sales revenue. Let's see it again. Well, we have already made our value editable. Now, let's open our application again. Before loading our data, I'm setting the category to page. Let's load our data. I'm selecting the textile category and refreshing it. Yes, as you can see, the sales revenue value is now editable. Even though it's a formula-based value, it became editable. Now, pay attention, for example, in the upper Blouson example, I currently have a sales unit target of 2,000 and a sales revenue target of $5 million. When I change this 5 million to 6 millions, notice that to reach 6 million, our sales unit needs to be 2,341, which is automatically calculated by related calculation. Okay, let's press Ctrl+Z and undo changes. Let's set it to 6 million again, but this time, I want it to calculate the markdown percentage using the second related calculation. So, 6 million, using the less than sign to specify which related calculation to use. Here, we can either write the order of the related calculation, like 1 or 2, or its name. Since I know markdown is the second related calculation, I will say 2. So, calculate 6 million, but revise the markdown instead of the sales unit. Yes, if you notice, our sales unit has not changed. To reach 6 million in sales revenue, it converted the markdown to 21%. Alright, how can the end user know what kind of related calculations are available? Here, by typing a question mark and help in the cell and pressing enter. The opened window shows a lot of information about this value. And one of them is the related calculations, showing sales unit and markdown. Okay. If the user doesn't want to type something like less than 2 each time, and wants the default related calculation, to change the markdown percentage according to the entered sales revenue, then by typing question mark, set RC2, or markdown. They can say that from now on, the default related calculation for this session is markdown. Now, for instance, let me change this to 6.5 millions without specifying a related calculation. After I pressed enter, as you can see, it automatically changed the markdown. Okay. Finally, in this video, I tried to explain one of the nice features of QuickApp, related calculation, with a real example. I hope it was useful. See you in the next video of the Advanced Features series. Stay safe and take care.